Hey Aries, welcome to your weekly forecast for November 8th through the 14th. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. If you happen to stumble upon this video outside of the dates I mentioned, don't you worry. You found it exactly when you were meant to hear the messages. These are general readings, so some messages are going to resonate, some aren't. Take the ones that do and leave the ones that don't. We're going to see what's coming up for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. You guys notice different background here, different surroundings. I am yet again on the road. Story of my life. But you guys still need your weekly forecast no matter where I am. So the show must go on. We're going to connect here and see what's coming up here for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. One more shuffle here. All right, my dears. Let's see what's happening for the Aries collective. The first card we have coming up for you guys is the Nine of Wands. Now, the Nine of Wands is going to be a card that comes in that lets us know that we're really, really close to the finish line, right? It can come up in terms of like timing, like you're so very close. It's also a card that comes in to tell us not to give up. Those two messages are closely related. Sometimes I see Nine of Wands come up when you're frustrated with a situation and you're really ready like to just kind of throw in the towel, so to speak. But Spirit wants you to know, if you could see exactly where the finish line is and how close you are, you would kick yourself so bad if you knew and then you gave up and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I was that close. So this can be telling you you're closer than you realize. Yes, you might be tired, but you're almost there. You're almost there. Don't give up. Nine of Wands also comes up when we're in a situation where we're really worried that we're going to make the wrong decisions. We're really worried that we're going to make the wrong choices. This can be fear about deciding who to let in or which opportunities to accept. And there's a message here. Every single one of these wands, every single one of these sticks is a battle that he fought and won. It used to belong to somebody who came up to him, who challenged him. He fought the person off and he took their little wand away and he stuck it in the ground behind him as like this trophy of his victory. Now, we see he got hurt. He's got the bandage around his head. He's not without injury, but he's still standing. He's still alert. He still has fight in him. And so, yes, you might have gotten hurt in the past, or you've taken those dings, so to speak. But the Nine of Wands wants you to know you have valuable experience. Nine of Wands wants you to know there's absolutely positively nothing new under the sun that anybody can come at you with. Every lie, every manipulation, every dirty little trick in the book, you've seen it. You've been through it. So as long as you allow experience to guide you and you listen to your intuition, you listen to your gut, you have nothing to worry about. You're never going to invest time in a person or a situation that's going to be a letdown again, because you know what the red flags are. You've been there. Pay attention to that little voice that comes up in your head and says, you know, I went on that one job interview, but it really reminded me of that one place I worked a while back where my boss was always trying to get me to do shady stuff and they were always yelling at me and I always had to check my paycheck and make sure they weren't doing anything funny with it. They were giving me all my pay. It really kind of reminded me of that one place, right? Or, oh man, you know, this person really reminds me of that one cousin who's always talking about me behind my back and trying to turn people against me. Or, oh man, this one person really reminds me of that one ex where I was so drawn to them, but they couldn't be faithful to save their life, and they were always, taking advantage, and it's just a karmic situation, right? Pay attention to that, because it's not you being judgmental or suspicious. Your intuition is picking up on that energy. I've felt this before. I've been here before. It's your intuition's way of saying, hey, we already took this class. We already took this lesson. We don't have to do it again. So if you come across situations or people that are reminding you of unpleasant situations or people from the past, pay attention. That's the universe telling you that's what's happening here. We already learned that lesson. We don't need to learn it again. So this is a way in which you have a beautiful little compass here directing you and guiding you. You have this valuable tool, and you don't have to be afraid about, investing in the wrong situations or the wrong opportunities. The next card coming up here for Aries is the Seven of Pentacles. And Seven of Pentacles oftentimes comes up when we've been working very, very hard, right? But Seven of Pentacles says that the harvest is coming. You're going to reap a reward. All this hard work is going to pay off. Seven of Pentacles also comes up with the message of knowing when to rest, or knowing when to back off and let Spirit do its thing. You might be tired, and Spirit is saying rest and let Spirit step in and take over. But that's not the same as giving up. Some of you are like really tired and you want to give up. Spirit is saying, don't give up, just rest. Rest and let us come in. Some ways we give up is that we give up hope. We stop doing the work and we give up hope, and we say, it's never going to work out, forget it. I was stupid for trying. I was stupid for putting so much time into it. Never mind. I give up, right? It's not going to happen. And in our heart, we close the door to it. Spirit is saying, take a break. Take a breather and let Spirit come in and do the rest. You've planted, you've watered the seeds, you've taken care of the field. Now you need for the magic to happen, the science to happen, physics to take over, time to take over, and to do the rest. You've done your part. Okay, otherwise, Seven of Pentacles can come up. Best example that I can give you is if I invite you to my house for dinner, and I'm like, Aries, I've got so much to do. Can you please help me out? I'm going to take care of the dinner. We need a salad. We need to get a salad going. You're like, sure, Amethyst, no problem. And you go and you get the lettuce and the tomato and the cucumbers, and you're all chopping it up. Or actually, no, you don't even get that far. You're getting ready to chop up the vegetables, and then I come in and push you out of the way. I'm like, we don't have time. We have to hurry up. And I start chopping up the lettuce, and you're like, oh, okay, all right, I guess Amethyst is going to make the salad. Let me go over to the stove, and let me take care of what she was doing on the stove. I see you over at the stove. I go over there, and I push you out of the way, and I take over the stove again. And you're like, holy moly, like, what can I do? Like, she's all over the place. Anytime I try to help, she's coming in and she's taking over. Seven of Pentacles can be that kind of energy. We're so frantic. We're putting so much energy into it. We're in such a hurry, and we're pushing and pushing and pushing, and we're not allowing Spirit to come in. We're not leaving room for Spirit to come in and to help us, or for other people to come in and to help us. So Seven of Pentacles is like, you've done a good job. Relax a little bit. Take a step back and let time and physics and nature and Spirit do the rest. Leave room for assistance. Leave room for help when we see the Seven of Pentacles. Okay? Your hard work will pay off. You will reap that harvest and that reward. So instead of giving up, it's okay to say, I'm really tired. I'm really tired and I can't do this anymore. I'm going to rest. I'm going to say a prayer. I'm going to hand this over to God. I'm going to hand this over to the universe. And I'm just going to take a breather, and I'm not going to think about this for a little bit. I'm going to rest, recuperate, recover. I'm going to do something that cheers me up or lifts up my spirit or inspires me. Or I'm just going to make sure I sleep in and take a good long nap, whatever it might be. But give yourself permission to rest. You can rest without giving up. Your next card coming up here, Aries, is the Knight of Swords. So see, look at this. The Knight of Swords can be things happening in a very quick period of time. It can also be arguments, drama, right? Fighting, arguing. Traditionally speaking, the court cards can indicate other people influencing a situation. So it could be a Gemini, a Libra or an Aquarius. If you have an air sign placement, that area of your life or that house might be requiring a lot of your attention or frustrating you. If you have an air sign placement, that side of you might be coming in and taking over. And the Knight of Swords can be very kind of like pushy energy, or like steamrolling energy, or this is how it has to be done and this is how it's got to be. And it can just be very, very like push, 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 go, go, go kind of energy. Now, excuse me, Spirit has already told us to take a step back, to rest, to relax. Some of you feel very frustrated because you've been working very hard, and now, whether it's a person or a circumstance, you feel like this Knight of Swords energy is coming in and endangering everything you worked so hard for. Now it's coming in saying, this is how it's going to be. Some of you are frustrated. I'm hearing red tape. So say, for example, you were working really hard on something and you were very close to the finish line, right? And then something happens, you have to get approval, or you have to get a permit or something. And they're going to come in and they're going to say, oh, we can't issue the permit, or we can't approve this because of, this, this, and this. And this, and this is an easy fix. Spirit is saying there's a solution. It's an easy fix. But you're so tired and you're so frustrated that you hear that and all you hear is it's not going to happen. And you're like, oh, like you're just like falling apart about it because you're so frustrated, you're so tired. But Spirit is saying don't panic. It's a minor thing. It's a minor situation that's going to get resolved. Some of you are like, no, it's not a minor situation. I don't know how it's going to get resolved. And Spirit is saying we're working on it. We're taking care of it. We're bringing in the miracle. We're bringing in the change. We're bringing in, like, we're opening the door, right? So some of you will encounter opposition this week, or some kind of a bump in the road regarding something you've been working very hard on for a really long time. But Spirit is saying it's going to be okay. We're going to make the way. We're going to open the door. There's a resolution to this. So don't panic. This is a heads up. Don't panic. It's going to be okay. Your hard work will pay off. You didn't come this far to fail, and you don't have to be afraid about that. Okay, you have support coming in. I feel for some of you, the Knight of Swords is actually very friendly, and that you might be dealing with opposition or somebody challenging you or somebody kind of trying to intimidate you. And there's actually a Knight of Swords energy or a Knight of Swords person that's rising up and defending you. And I'm going to be honest with you. You might be like, oh my gosh, how sweet. Who cares about me that much? I'm going to be honest with you. I feel for a lot of you, this isn't somebody you're super close with. It feels to me like they do like you, like they've taken a liking to you. Obviously, otherwise they wouldn't get involved. But there's also like this sense where like I feel this is an angry person, and they're like, ooh, goody, ooh, here's a chance for me to unleash on somebody. So I kind of feel like their motivation is like, ooh, I get to fight with somebody, right? But they also feel like, yeah, Aries is a good person. It's a good cause, right? I'll do them the favor, but I'll also have the benefit. I'll also have the fun of being able like to scare somebody or give them the shakedown. So some of you are going to be very surprised to have somebody stepping in and defending you or standing up for you or fighting for you. I think you just caught them on a good day. You caught them at a time that they feel like fighting. They're hungry for some drama, and they're like, yeah, I'll help Aries out. So I do feel that some of you are going to be very surprised to have this defender coming up and fighting for you in a situation. So I do feel that energy, okay? The next card coming up for Aries is the Four of Cups. Now, Four of Cups is a card that people don't like to see because it can sometimes indicate boredom, or we're not satisfied, we're not happy with what's being offered to us. I feel for you guys, I'm going to be honest with you, this Four of Cups feels to me like this is exactly the cup you've been going for. This is exactly the cup you've been asking for. You've been working for it, and it's coming in. But when the cup comes in, you're looking at it like, I did all this mess for this cup? I did all this work for this? So even though it's what you ordered, you're like, that was ridiculous, right? You might have heard about like a restaurant that's really popular, and they might have a dish there that everybody's raving about. And you go to that restaurant and you order that dish, and they bring you that dish, but they bring it to you 45 minutes after you ordered. And the service is lousy. And you're having to put up with, the lousy service and the attitude, and it's loud in there, and your table wasn't clean. You have to call somebody to come and clean the table. You get the order at the end of the night, right? You get the bill, and you're like, I waited 45 minutes for that. They gave me what I ordered. It was all right. It wasn't bad. I can see why people like it, but waiting 45 minutes for it, I wasn't crazy about it. And then they have the nerve to charge me this much money when I waited so long, and the service was so lousy, and my table wasn't even clean, and I kept having to bark at everybody for everything. You're like, whatever, like, not worth it, right? And so that's the sense I'm feeling from the Four of Cups. It's like, you're getting exactly what you wanted, but you're like, I went through so much for it. And some of you are like, well, that's a negative message. Some of you are already coming at me in the comments with, this is so depressing, and I hate you, and F you, and F the universe, and F the angels. And I see those comments from time to time. Guys, you have to understand something. This is not happening to punish you. This is a situation you found yourself in because of your beliefs. Because somewhere deep down inside, you had these limited beliefs where nothing good comes easy. And that, for the greater riches or the greater success, you're going to need blood, sweat, and tears, right? There's these beliefs that it always has to be hard, and we have to fight, and we have to compete, and we have to claw our way to the top. And so it's a lot of work for a little bit of juice. And those came from the beliefs. But the Four of Cups, for me, comes in with the message. It makes me think of when Rumi wrote about divine discontentment. It's that moment where our eyes open up and we realize, wait a minute, I'm a child of God. I'm a child of the universe. I see all these other people living a happy life. I see all these other people having blessings. They're no better than me. They're not struggling. Why can't I have that? I deserve that too. It shouldn't have to be that hard. And so the Four of Cups for me is the raising of the bar. When our eyes open up and we realize that we deserve better, we deserve more, and that things don't have to be so hard. So you're achieving what you worked for, and the added benefit is you're having the awakening where you're realizing, I don't have to struggle so hard. I shouldn't have to struggle so hard, and I'm not going to struggle so hard. My future manifestations are going to come to me with a lot more ease, because there's an easier way of doing things, because I deserve it, because other people are doing it. Why can't I? And so I feel there's a very positive shift occurring for you in that way, where many of you Aries are breaking out of that hustle, back-breaking energy. It doesn't have to be that hard. It's a false belief that we have to work to exhaustion to have good things or to have happy things happen to us. Obviously, it's going to take work, right? But work doesn't have to be the kind of work that's like the end of us. that's taking out every last bit that we have. It doesn't have to be that challenging. There's an easier way. And you're seeing that, and you're aligning with that energy. You're getting what you worked for, and then it's going to be easier from here on out because you're making that energetic shift. You're changing those beliefs. You may want to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos. Some weeks those are going to resonate more for you than your sun sign. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you. If you go to calendly.com/amethystangelite, you can schedule a private reading with me there. Those of you who want more of a love and romance reading, I do love and romance separately on my channel. You can click on the love links in the description of the video, and you can watch the November love readings there. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Take care, Aries. Be well, my dears.